Hello students, we are continuing with chapter 3 of class 11th political science textbook Indian Constitution at Work. The name of the chapter is Elections and Representation in India. This is the last video of the chapter and today we'll be dealing with the topic Features of Indian Election System. We have already covered these topics in brief in the previous videos, but we'll just study them again to know them in more details. So, like we had said, that India always wanted free and fair elections so that the democracy works positively and it is considered as a reality. So, the makers of our constitution wanted that the election system should be free and fair. The first question that came in front of them was who will be eligible to vote? And that is what they pondered upon. And the answer that came to them was of maintaining universal adult franchise. So let us know about universal adult franchise. In India, elections are based on universal adult franchise. The Election Commission prepares an electoral list of all voters who are eligible to vote. Adult franchise means that right to vote or suffrage or franchise is available to all adult citizens of a country without any discrimination. See this, all adult citizens without any discrimination. So, following people are allowed to vote. Who must be a citizen of the country? So, it is like adult citizens of India. So, they have to be citizens of the country. Okay. Have to be eligible. Age is 18, must have completed 18 years of age. They should not be bankrupt, sufferer of any unsound mind. Okay, they should not have any mental problem. Okay, those are the people who are allowed to vote. Okay, that is adult. The system of adult franchise has its merits that it establishes political equality. The laws of the state affect all people, hence all of them should participate in making such laws. It helps in creation of political consciousness among the masses. It creates a sense of patriotism and strengthens national unity as the right to vote is available to all without any discrimination. Okay, that is about universal adult franchise. There are some demerits also of universal adult franchise. The large portion is illiterate in India, especially. They are uneducated, and so they will not understand that what is their ability to vote and whom should they vote. They will not be able to differentiate between the right and the wrong. All those kind of problems are there. Then not everybody is intelligent enough. Some people are very ignorant. They just copy what the other person is doing. Then they may fall prey to corruption, money, etc. Those kind of cases also come up. The complexities involved in the system lead to rise of violence and criminalization of voting. That also happens. So there are some drawbacks also, but the constitution makers felt that the merits were more than the demerits, and it was more important to have representation of all the people, and that is why they chose universal adult franchise. The next feature is right to contest elections. Now, who we have decided who will have the right to vote, whom to vote. How do we know who has the right to contest elections? कौन खड़ा हो सकता है elections में? For that also, the Indian Constitution provides for no discrimination in matters of contesting election. All citizens have the right to stand for election. There are, however, minimum age prescriptions. For the post of president and vice president, it should be 35 years. For becoming a member of Lok Sabha or State Legislative Assembly, it should be 25 years. For becoming a member of Rajya Sabha or State Legislative Assembly, it should be 30 years. So these are the restrictions of age that are there, but everybody who is an Indian citizen has the right to stand for elections. The Constitution even prescribes disqualification. A person who has undergone imprisonment for 2 years or more is disqualified from contesting elections. The Constitution provides no limits of gender, caste, class, income, education, etc. The right to contest elections is therefore open to all and ensures free and fair elections in the country. Electoral reforms. So these electoral reforms, from time and again, there is a need and there are suggestions that there should be some electoral reforms that should take place in our election system. Okay, so the basic electoral reforms that are given, they are given here also. I am just telling you about them in detail. Elections in India are generally free and fair, but it is not true for every constituency. There have been several challenges in the free conduct of elections which have led to a demand for reforms in the electoral system. Money power is often used by influential candidates, and so there should be a restriction on use of money. All right. Then there should be complete ban on caste and religious appeals in the campaign. There should be a law to regulate the functioning of political parties. That how will these political parties function? Family lineage, especially in distribution of tickets to relatives, is a big challenge to Indian democracy. Party appears to be similar in the policies and programs, making it very difficult to choose. Women have not received adequate representation. Okay, so there should be adequate representation for women. At least 1/3 of women are elected to the parliament and assemblies. Then there should be a check that the candidates who are standing for elections do not have a criminal background. That is one of the points. Okay, so in reforms also that has to be seen, because many a times people hide, or maybe they use some or the other way and they come and stand for elections. And then media is used for campaigning, so that also should not be done, and media should not be used for campaigning. So these are the electoral reforms which people demand when it comes to electoral system. Now let us see some pictures and know how elections are conducted in India. See, first the electoral roll is made. You can see the pictures, photographs, and the details of the voters. So this is the electoral roll. All this is the work of the election commission. ठीक है, ये पहले ये इलेक्टोरल रोल बनाते हैं. सारे कंट्री में जितने भी लोग हैं सेंसस के थ्रू घर घर जाके भी पता लगाना पड़ता है, तो घर घर जाके भी पता लगाते हैं, एंड दे मेक दिस इलेक्टोरल रोल. And then on the basis of this electoral roll, voter ID is given to the people. This is a thing which has started now. You need to have a voter ID to be able to go and vote. और फिर campaigning होती है जो कि parties करती हैं when the election dates are announced. And it is also one of the rules that just one day before the elections, the campaigning has to be stopped. And if somebody campaigns one day before the elections, तो फिर उनकी जो party, उनका जो nomination है वो रद्द कर दिया जाता है. It is cancelled. Okay. This is the election booth. You see, there are people sitting over here who are checking the ID card and who are also checking the name in the electoral roll. And then you have to go and vote here. Once you have voted and your name has been checked on the electoral roll, indelible ink is put on your finger. Okay, left hand, the first finger of your left hand, that indelible ink is put, which does not wash off for very long. I still have it on my finger from the last elections. And this is the EVM machine where you can vote for your favorite. This both pictures show the EVM machine where you can vote for your favorite party and the candidate of that party. In this, there are the names given here, and these are the symbols. So the in three languages the name are there: Hindi, English, and Urdu. And these are the symbols. NOTA means none of the above. None of the above. When you are not happy with any of the members and you don't want to vote for any of the candidates, then a voter can go and vote for nota. This is important. Okay, कई बार लोग वोट करने नहीं जाते कि हमें तो कोई भी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा कैंडिडेट, हम किसी भी कैंडिडेट के लिए वोट नहीं करना चाहते हैं, तो वो वोट करने नहीं जाते. तो ऐसे लोगों को जाकर नोटा दबा देना चाहिए. They should vote for nota. That will show that they are not happy with any of the candidates, and that is why they have told this to the government कि we don't like any of the above, none of the above. ठीक है, ऐसा लग. So they have to vote on nota. ये एक नया शुरू हुआ है पिछले कुछ सालों से. This is a new button that has been added. This is how the ink, indelible ink on your finger looks for a very, very long time. It does not wash off very easily. This is to make sure that one vote, one person. Okay, you cannot go and vote again because you have this ink on your finger. So this is how Indian election takes place in India. These are major political parties with their symbols. You see, these symbols are allotted to these parties by the इलेक्शन कमीशन, पार्टीज अपने सिंबल्स खुद चूज करती हैं, दे बोलती हैं कि उनको ये पार्टी सिंबल्स चाहिए, किसी का कुछ रीजन होता है, किसी का कुछ रीजन होता है। सबसे पहले हमारी इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस का सिंबल था वेरी फेमस सिंबल ऑफ द पाम, ओके, एंड देन द सेकंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सिंबल इज द भारतीय जनता पार्टी का लोटस, कि कमल में, कीचड़ में भी कमल खिलता है, सो दे हैव टेकन लोटस व्हिच इज अ नेशनल फ्लैग। आम आदमी पार्टी took सीख वाली झाड़ू, maybe it had some reason behind it. This is Trinamool Congress, Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress, which has these flowers. Communist Party has the axe because they are fighting for the lower strata of the society. Then AIADMK has these two leaves. Biju Janata Dal has a shank. बहुजन समाज पार्टी हैज एन एलिफेंट, मायावती का हाथी है। लोक जनशक्ति पार्टी की का घर है, बिल्डिंग है, फिर एक साइकिल है, इसका भी हाथी है। आप देखिए गण परिषद का भी हाथी है, असम में तो हाथी आर वेरी फेमस, एंड यू सी द डिफरेंस। This one's trunk is going inside and the tail is also straight, and this one's trunk is going outside and the tail is also outside. So that is the difference between these two elephants. Then there is watch, there is balance, Tir Kaman, cycle. Again, cycles also two different types of cycles. Telugu Desam cycle and Samajwadi Party cycle. Then RJD has Lalten. Then DMK has a sun rising. So there are different types of symbols that these parties have chosen for themselves, and there must be many more parties who would be having many more different symbols, and no symbol is same. Everybody has a different symbol. जिनका similar भी same symbol भी है, like हाथी हाथी है, even then there can be a difference. जिसकी cycle भी है, उसमें भी there is a difference in the type of cycle or the drawing of the cycle. So why are symbols important? Symbols are important because because of illiteracy, people generally are not able to read the names. तो वो symbol से याद रखते हैं, ठीक है। आपने कई बार सुना होगा अपने घर में अपने सर्वेंट्स को, अपने घर में जो काम करने वाले लोग होते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि हाँ हाँ हम तो कमल पे हाथ मोहर लगाएंगे, और we will put a stamp on पंजा. This is known as पंजा, the palm. So they vote for the symbol because they don't have the knowledge to read the name of the party. And that is why symbols become important when we are having a political party. So this is about the election system and election and representation in the Indian election system or in the Indian government. Okay. So it is, voting is a responsible act, and you have to be very responsible in voting. Okay. So both ways, if you vote, you will get a responsible government. And if you are 18 and above, then whenever you get a chance, the elections, you should be voting. Okay. So that finishes our chapter, election and representation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for voting. And thank you for paying attention. Stay home, stay safe.